Good morning, everybody. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm. If y'all hear some noise, it is because Brent and the builders are back working on the barn. If y'all saw Jason's video yesterday, you know that they are back, and we're happy about that. Brent did not feel comfortable working while we were away in case something needed to change or something needed to be done differently. So he and his guys are back, and we are happy to have them. I wanted to tell y'all, if you don't have a hummingbird feeder out, you should go get one right now. I have more hummingbirds this year than I've ever had in my life. We've always had hummingbirds. We always keep feeders out. But last year we had a spell there where we had a lot of hummingbirds, but it came and went pretty quick. So I don't know where the birds went last year, but this year we have had hummingbirds galore. So much so that I have 4 feeders out now, and I use these little ant moats that go on the top of it, and basically it's just a cup that holds water that will keep the ants from coming down and stealing the sugar water or making it nasty. And y'all, they work really, really well. So far I haven't had any ants on my feeders. Not to say it can't happen, but it does help to prevent it. So I just do the 4 parts water, which in my case, I use 4 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar. And I just mix it until the sugar's dissolved, make sure the water cools off before I put it back out here. And I guarantee you, no matter where you are, you're gonna see a hummingbird. We have ruby throat hummingbirds here in Alabama. We'll get the occasional rufous hummingbird. There's an occasional black-chinned hummingbird, occasional Anna's hummingbird. But I've never seen anything but a ruby throat hummingbird here in Alabama. Now, we do constantly look at the birds that are on our feeders because there are those that make, passes through, and we could catch a rare bird. So it's always interesting to me to watch these little birds enjoy their nectar and enjoy their zooming from feeder to feeder. They can get quite aggressive. They kind of claim a feeder, and they don't want any other birds to be on that feeder. So the more you put out, the easier it is for them to make sure that they're all fed and filled up, because they have quite a lot of energy expelled as they go from point A to point B. Aren't they just fantastic little birds? I tell you, as I've gotten older, I've always been amazed by nature. Probably more so 4-legged things than birds. But of course, our daughter, Mary Carl's interest in birds has just allowed me to open my eyes to realize how many different species of birds there are and how different they all are. Even food, climate, everything is different. And the knowledge that you can learn about them is just about infinite. I mean, Mary Carl, she really studies her birds. She told me yesterday, and I can't remember what it was called, about a new bird she had learned about. And it's crazy to me that as knowledgeable as she is and as much as she studies, she learned about something new. And I don't by all means think that my child knows everything, but she does a lot of research. And for her to have realized that there was something that lives in South America that she didn't know about was exciting to her. And it's exciting to me to see her excited about something. So I have enjoyed just realizing how many different birds there are. Actually, besides fungus and insects, birds are the largest group of animals. And that just goes to show you right there how many different ones they are. So we use an app called Merlin, and it is completely free. I'll show you guys on my phone here so you can see what the app looks like. We've talked about it before, but we constantly get people asking, what bird identification do we use? And it is this one. I hope it shows up, but it is MERLIN. And it is a great identification tool that you can simply mash sound and hear what bird you're listening to. It identifies. Now it does make an occasional error, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate. And I think any of you would enjoy just sitting on your porch and mashing a button on your phone and seeing what you have around you, because it's the sounds, we just kind of take them for granted. We don't realize what all we have around us until you actually open your mind and your ears and you start listening, and it's just simply amazing. Nugget, how you doing this morning, buddy? I don't know who's who. I think this is Goldie crouched down here. Yeah, here comes our main man. Here comes our main man, Nugget. You want to tell everybody good morning? It's going to be a hot one, isn't it, buddy? Nugget, I think you need a little hat. I think we ought to see if Jacqueline can't design you a hat, kind of like the one I'm wearing. You might not want this sunflower patch. You might want something more manly, but Goldie could wear the sunflower patch and you two would look quite good. And plus, you keep the sun off your face. Since we lost the male Victorian crown pigeon, and I get in trouble for saying that because it's not Victorian, it's Victoria. Victoria crowned pigeon. He was killed because a predator got in the aviary, and Catherine saw a small area where something came under the wire, and it's just amazing to me. I feel like that aviary was kind of like Fort Knox. I mean, it was very secure. I had hardware cloth that went down under the ground, and it burrowed under, and I have since double secured it, so no worries about that. But since that happened, I kind of, I hung my head and I thought, it's just been on my mind that anything can happen at any time. And it makes you worry about your other animals. I mean, we haven't had any losses to predators since we moved here. And I should not say that. I just feel like the dogs have done a fantastic job at keeping whatever roams at night at bay. And this predator getting in and taking that particular bird and not taking anything else makes me feel like he had to have been defending the female. There's no other way around it. He had to have made himself vulnerable by attempting to get the predator. I mean, for lack of other way to say it. Now, I don't know if that was the case, but I just feel like a smaller bird that's in that aviary would have been much more vulnerable than that big pigeon. And y'all don't realize how big they are. That their wings, we have had to catch them before and clip their toenails, put them up at night on a cold winter night, and their strength is phenomenal. I would compare it to a Muscovy duck. If you guys have ever felt how strong a Muscovy duck is, their wing power and their muscles are just incredible. And the fact that that didn't take care of whatever that predator was makes me worry. But I don't know what I could do differently. We have it enclosed as tight as we can get it. And, things are gonna happen. And I've done everything that I know to do to ensure that aviary is indeed safe. And we haven't caught anything. We have live traps set. We don't have any bait in the live traps because obviously we don't want to lure something in there. But we have, where the hole was, we have a live trap in there, and that way if it were to burrow up under it, when it comes out, it's going to be right there at that live trap. And I just, they're just delicate birds, but yet so strong. So, I don't know. I just, I hope nothing else ever happens to anything, but I just feel like it's out of my control. So, that being said, I have a special trip that I'm going to take this afternoon, and y'all are going to come with me and see where we're going to go. Well, as I was headed in the barn, I had to make a stop and show y'all the princess herself. What are you doing? You snorting a little bit. Got that back leg kicked out? You gonna be a good girl today? And of course her BFF Pocket, or Pookie, is over here in the shade. I don't blame you, girl. It's gonna be hot today. Eating what little bit of grass has come up where we had the construction done on the barn. Of course, this dirt is red and it is hard, and so not a lot of grass has come up in these spaces, but I believe she's got enough to take care of her needs. Don't you, Peaches? So let me tell y'all a little something. While we were gone, Caden, our little farm helper, reached out to Catherine, G&G, and said, "Has Peaches ever tried to get you?" And she laughed and she said, "Oh, she's just bluffing. She just acts like that sometimes." And Catherine asked Caden, "She must have tried to get you." And he said, "Yeah, she came after me." So y'all, while that pig seems content, I see you, Sylvester. And she seems like the coolest pig in town, literally. She gets aggravated when it's not us taking care of her. And I have never seen that side of her. Never, ever, ever. And we didn't warn Caden about it because, well, we just didn't think about it. But needless to say, Caden talked to Catherine and wanted to know if Peaches had ever tried to, I can't say it without laughing. She doesn't actually try to bite. She just starts huffing and snorting and running towards you. So I imagine Mr. Caden had quite an experience while he was here. He's cleaned out the stalls a many a time, but Peaches must appreciate that and not appreciate her feed, because that's when she tried to get him. So the reason I came over to the barn was to share these silly boys with you guys, and to let y'all know that I'm still locking them up at night. They are in the routine of going in their stall, which is here on the corner of the barn. And so when they go in there at night, they know that that's where they're going to be fed. And I shut them up and lock the door. Now they are plenty big enough, I do believe, to defend off anything that were to come at them. Don't you, Ernest T? You're a big, strong man. You deserve a sheriff's deputy badge at any minute now. And you guys have just grown up right before our eyes. And here's little Opie over here. He's not little, he's a big boy too. Jesse and Honey do stay out, and all the goats, Mr. Topper and all of his, oh goodness, look at these. Everybody gets pretty much locked up at night. Nugget and Goldie do not, and they do a wonderful job at warding off anything that were to come in their pasture. Now just this morning, Mary Carl's friend Piper, who is from our hometown, who she went to school with from a 2-year-old, told me that she found a dead fox in the pasture with her goats, her pet cow, and her one single donkey. And the fox was dead. And the fox had been stomped on by their pet donkey. And Jesse and Honey, they're not big donkeys. Honey's a cross between a mini and a standard, but she's still not a big full-size donkey like what Nick and Zoe have over at Chestnut Hills in their Jack. But I tell y'all, it makes me want to add a donkey to every single pasture because of what happened with the crown pigeon. So today is a very exciting day, and it doesn't happen until a little bit later this afternoon. I've got a lot of things to take care of before that happens. Mary Carl is at driver's education course that's offered here this summer, and she'll be 16 in December. We will pick this back up again after a while when it's time to go on our exciting journey. Any guesses where I might be going? Any guesses? Because this is a good thing. This is a really good thing. All right, y'all. So you may have figured out by now that I am at the airport in Montgomery, Alabama. Can you make any guesses as to what I'm doing? Hallelujah. Okay, this is not what I was expecting. He's in a big kennel. All right, so I am going to hightail it out of here and into my car to where we can get this booger home. I arrived at the farm and had to go inside real quick because I had to get some scissors in order to cut these zip ties off the crate. So off we go to the aviary and hopefully everything is okay. All right, little lady, I see you up on your perch wagging your tail. She got mad when that dove flew by, and that's their defense right there, is picking their wings up, spreading that tail out, and she is indeed ready for her new friend. So you can see that the door is zip tied shut. That's what I went in and got the scissors for. I hope my sound is okay because once again, I'm not using my big camera. I went off and left it behind. So it's just the microphone off my phone. And we're gonna get all four cut off. There we go. And she, not sure where she is, but y'all, ever since I've been home, she has acted really crazy. Goodness gracious, what a exit. All right, so this is the new fella, and it looks like he has a green, I believe it's green, a green band on his right leg. The previous male had a silver band, and this guy looks very young. He's very healthy appearing, and she is, you can see her peeking back there in that corner. And you see Thomas the turkey's on the other side of the fence here, and we've got the male peacocks peeking over, and the mouth of the south is peeking over. Everybody wants to know what the fuss is about, but I want to see her come over to him. Now, it would not have done me any good to try to pick him up and take him to the water and dip his beak. This is not your chicken kind of bird. You can't tell the size, but you can see Thomas back there in the background. And this fella right here, while I know he's young because he's much smaller than the male that we lost, he's still a big bird. He may not look like it, but he is comparable in size to the male peacocks without that long tail. But I just want to see her acknowledge him. Look at him turning his head. He may have never heard an Egyptian goose. He did come from Florida, near the Gainesville area. I was so fortunate to reach out to the first person that I had a contact for and found that he had a male available. And I knew this guy, he's got such expression. He is just showing out, and as is Thomas the turkey back there. He's trying to make sure everybody sees his big wings spread out. And she's still back there. She's kind of peeking. All right, here's prime example. I came around on the back side so I could get a better view of her. And I am not that close to him, but did you see his immediate reaction was to put those wings up? The mouth of the south will not shut up long enough for me to get my words out. She's right over here yapping. She and her husband. Look at him. You are inquisitive, fella. Oh my goodness, he is cocking his neck completely sideways. That is funny. That is my mom's cat, Angora, which she comes out here all the time. She loves me and wants to visit with me, but she has no way she can get in here, I promise you, and she wouldn't hurt him if she could. Did y'all hear that? He made a little sound. Look at him! And it is going, look at her. She's got her wing up. That's what they do when they're unsure about something, and she is showing her I'm unsure attitude right now as she comes towards him. It may have been Angora, that the cat that made her do that, but it may have been him too, because she's creeping up this way. But it's going to be dark soon, so I want to see them interact. There's not going to be any drama, that's for sure, but I do want to see them interact and just see the reaction from the two of them when they realize there's another of their kind. And I know they realize it already, but not like up close, not face to face. Oh goodness, what a good day. We went from tragedy, and it's always going to be a tragedy, to a beautiful sight and what will hopefully be a new beginning. And Miss Chris, who gifted us the pair of birds initially in Texas, I did speak with her about what happened before I made the video. I wanted her to be informed, and she was, of course, very nice, very understanding, realizes that nature can be cruel. But her theory was that, you know, while it was a tragedy, this may be the beginning of something new. So while we don't always know the reasoning behind things, it can sometimes be a blessing in disguise, and that's how I'm trying to look at it. And she is just tucked back. I'm telling y'all, she has not acted. She's been on guard since whatever got him happened. I've been, you know, of course, coming in here, checking the traps throughout the day, because we do still have the traps set in case there was some kind of way that whatever it was got in here and we didn't realize it. And every time I come in here, it's like she's a wild bird, and she's never acted like that. She was very tame. She was to the point where she could get within a foot of us, and we could have even hand fed her if we had attempted. But I just have to think that she is just still very shook, because this hasn't been very long. I was fortunate enough to find him quickly, and she has not been eating properly. And so the gentleman that's the breeder, he said, let's get this guy on the plane as soon as possible so she can start mending her heart, so to speak. And I'm gonna lose light here directly. It is 8:01 p.m. here. I will update y'all on the next video, and I think everything's going to be fine. It's just a matter of getting him settled in and her realizing that he's going to be here to stay. I appreciate each and every one of you that reached out to me and told me that you saw a crowned pigeon wherever you saw it. Those of you that offered to help in any way, we certainly appreciate you, and we always will. Whether it's this tragic event or the good ones, which we've had a lot more of those than bad ones. So that's a lot to be thankful for. And as always, until the next one, y'all be good.